So I wanted to explain some things to you because Sammy mentioned, I think it's called egregores, I think, which is like a collective consciousness thing. And she had mentioned that, everyone is you pushed out isn't in every instance, only in some instances, which doesn't make sense at all. Because you can't just pick and choose when everyone is you pushed out works and when it doesn't. Like, it's all in your consciousness, and it's being created by some type of belief that you have in there somewhere. Some type of belief. Even if you're unconscious of the belief, it's being created from that belief. And I want to explain some things to people. Hey! I want to explain some things to people that in your bubble, you each have an individual bubble. Everybody does. I don't know if you've seen Rick and Morty, but there are infinite versions of you. You're not conscious in those infinite versions of you. They're like empty vessels, and your awareness is moving in a billion times in a second through these realities, and you're shifting. You're moving your awareness into these empty vessels of versions of yourself that already exist, right? And other people have their own little bubbles, right? But they're not in your bubble. That's why you can create whatever you want in your reality, and that's why other people can create whatever they want in their reality. Because think about it, if 2 people wanted the same thing, 3 people wanted the same thing, it would not happen. It could not happen. 3 people could, I mean, maybe. So, and then there is like people that believe that, which makes sense. Like, we could be consciously creating together, right? We could be doing that. Sometimes it appears that way, but then when I really think about it, I'm like, that couldn't be possible though. Because, like sometimes other people do win stuff and you don't. And then it's like, okay, that gives the appearance that there's like other people that exist, but I think about it and I'm like, that could not be possible. It could not be possible. Otherwise you wouldn't be able to get what you want. You couldn't change people. You couldn't do things unless, I guess, on the other hand, that like there was this person I knew that was talking about, when you do those things, when you're manifesting money, you're taking it away from like an old lady, or you're manifesting health, you're taking the energy away from somebody else. And like, I was like, that is kind of like a good thought to have. Like, I could see how someone would think that, right? And sometimes I do think that and I get worried. But from what I've experienced and stuff, I don't know, you guys, because like I have heard people say that they've been manifested, and according to like Sammy and stuff, you can't be manifested unless it's something that you wouldn't be opposed to. But it's like I have been manifested in a way, sort of. I didn't want to have sex with my boyfriend, and he started affirming it, and I started getting turned on, and I did not want to. Like, it wasn't like I'm not opposed to having sex with him, but I started thinking like, I kind of want to have sex. And so I don't know, you guys, I really don't know. Like, I don't know if it's 100% been proven that this is just a simulation, even though I did see something on Google about how a scientist has been like, no, that we have more research now to believe that it is. But there are beliefs about collective consciousness. And I don't know what I believe to be true about that, but I have had weird experiences, so I don't really know. But I have had experiences with changing people, and it was just by changing my thoughts about who they are. And it's like, I think in their own reality, they can be whatever they want to be. What if they didn't want to change the way that they were? What if they wanted to stay that way? So I really do think that it is all just us. So right now I feel like I'm just talking to myself, and when I realize that, I kind of get scared, and I'm just like, this feels weird. I'm like looking around, I'm like, I'm the only thing that's here, and I'm literally talking to myself. But it's supposed to feel real, right? it's supposed to feel so real that you would never question that, like, you wouldn't question if, like, you were God, or, you know, you would just be like, nah, that's not true. This is so real. It's supposed to feel really, really real. That's the point, is to experience things. And so everyone is you pushed out. And so it's funny that Sammy says, oh, I'm not in charge of, like, a group of people. That's ignorant to say that. Is it though, Sammy? Because you were teaching it for a very long time, and a lot of people believe you now. So if you're gonna get mad at other coaches, like, maybe you should watch what you say then. But yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't have all the answers. I just know what I've experienced, and it makes sense that all of it would be me, because that's the only way it could really work if we were truly unlimited. But also it confuses me too, because I have a kid, right? And so I'm like, okay, if I have a kid, is that kid, do I bring that kid into consciousness? Is he, and I've heard manifesting with, I can't remember her name, Genevieve, she said that, like, you don't come into consciousness awareness until you're like 18 or something, or like, and I'm like, why is it that age? Why is that the age that you become aware? It's like when your brain's developed and stuff. And it's like, okay, so did I bring my son into this world and he has consciousness now until he gets older? Or is he like, you know what I mean? Or was he already born in a different reality, like a long time ago? Or is there's like a reality where he isn't born? Like, it's just, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, where did it all really start? Like, was my mom the one that was conscious? Or when did she become unconscious? Because she was conscious until I turned 21, and then she wasn't conscious anymore. And we weren't in each other's reality. So this shit confuses the fuck out of me, you guys. It really does. I can't wrap my head around it. It doesn't make sense. And sometimes I think we are just like manipulating energy, which is what Dolores Cannon says, is like, you came here to manipulate energy. And that's why I think, like, I don't know, I've just seen so many different things. I've seen, like, people try to manifest my cousin, multiple people try to manifest my cousin, and neither of them were successful. But I was like, well, what if I'm telling both of these girls how to manifest this person? Like, and I'm aware that they're both manifesting this person, and I'm like, okay, so whoever wins is like whoever I think's gonna win, or like get my cousin. I don't know. I guess it would be whoever I thought was gonna win. But I wanted both of them to just like have what they wanted, and I just told them about manifesting. They both started manifesting my cousin. So, and it's weird because I saw my cousin like actually starting to fall for these girls. He's like, you know, he's like, I was so her name, I'm not gonna say her name, but so and so said that they were manifesting me, and it's actually starting to work. Like, I'm starting to like really think about her and miss her. And then I've also heard a lot of stories about like SP saying, I don't know what you did, it's like you put a spell on me and things like that, which makes me like, I don't know, you guys. I don't know. Sometimes I just don't know. Sometimes it really feels like other people are conscious. Like, for example, when I cut my friend off because she was going through like a lot of stuff, and it was just too much for me for what I was going through at the time. And so I had cut her off, and it was the weirdest thing because I had just started working Amazon that day. Like, it was my first day, and I had got her sister's package. I thought it was so weird. I was like, the same day that I had cut her off, and I was like, why would that happen? You know, was it because I was thinking about her a lot? I don't know, but I got her sister's house for the package. So I just was like, dude, this has to be a sign, and I made up with her. And there's just other things, you guys. Like, people say you create everything, but it's like, how did I create this guy's backstory? Because when I met my boyfriend, I didn't just decide like, oh, you know, this person is a drug addict, and like, I didn't think those things, but maybe because of my self-concept, I was like, I want to find a guy to be in love with, and I had these beliefs from childhood that I have to fix people or something, and that's what attracted this type of person. And I say attracted because I mean, like, that's the type, or I guess manifested this type of person in my life, because like that's unconsciously what type of man I was looking for, unconsciously, right? Because of probably beliefs that I picked up from childhood. And so I got this person that had this backstory, but I did not choose this guy's backstory. There's a lot of things that I don't think that I'm creating. Like, I'm like, I don't know how I created this. And they say it's like your unconscious beliefs, but think about how many beliefs you would have to change. You know, I don't know. It's just, it's really confusing sometimes. It really is. I'm not gonna lie. Like, and there's things that I've done with some people, like manifested with some people and not other people. And I'm like, is it because I'm resistant? And even when I let that other person go, those things still just didn't like, nothing. I didn't even get like a little budge of movement like I did other people. So it's very interesting, and I guess it could be resistance. I don't know, dude. I don't know. It trips me out. But I'm gonna make like a little like drawing for you of kind of how this all works, or how I think that it works. And then yeah, anyways. Also, oh, I wanted to say, like, my friend had told me that, you know, she watched this thing that says, like, everything around, like, only what's in your awareness is what's going on. So, like, I can hear my wine thing. I can see, like, everything I can see and hear in this bubble right now is the only thing that is actually going on. Everything else isn't even moving. It's not moving. It's not doing anything. It's just, like, empty. But I have like the beliefs that there's things going on out there, right? And so that's why when people come back to me, or I see people, they're like, oh, this is going on, blah, 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 blah. This is what's happening for me. Because when I see them, I have the assumption that there's stuff going on outside of what's going on in my awareness right now. But really, it's just a story. Nothing's actually happening to those people. Like, nothing is actually going on outside of your awareness. Your awareness is the only thing that's keeping people alive, keeping things alive, keeping stories alive, all of it. So like when you say that there's a 3P, it's because you're aware that there's a 3P. There's really nothing going on out there. It's like the belief that something is going on out there is what's going on out there. So if like you're like, oh, they're in a relationship, well, guess what? Because your awareness is on it, that's what's happening. But really, there's nothing actually going on with them. There's not even a them. Nothing is happening. Your story is what is creating those things to appear as if they're happening like that. There's nothing going on out there. Nothing. If it's not in your awareness, it doesn't exist. It exists in your mind, and then you see it. But literally, there's nothing out there. It's crazy. There's nothing outside of your awareness. It's nuts. You're literally giving life to everything. So next time you want to think about a 3P or anything like that, just cut it off, because think about it, it does not exist. Anyways, I just had to make this little rant to explain some stuff.